So I had stopped doing recaps of the chapters that I read because I felt like we were on the same page. But with chapter 37 of Genesis, I want to do like a small recap just because every time I read the Bible, I pick up on some stuff that I hadn't picked up on before. And I just wanted to like point it out. Genesis chapter 37, verse 3, it says that Israel loved Joseph more than all his other children because he was the son of his old age and he made him a coat of many colors. Then in Genesis chapter 37, verse 4, it says, and when his brethren saw that their father loved him more than all his brethren, they hated him and could not speak peaceably unto him. Now, I don't know when they figured out that Joseph was the favorite, but I figured that out in Genesis chapter 33, a few chapters before, chapter 33, verse 2. And it says, and he put the handmaidens and their children foremost, Leah and her children after, Rachel and Joseph hindermost. So he knew that he was going to see Esau, his brother, and he was afraid. The Bible says that Jacob was afraid, and he put the handmaidens in the front, Leah and her children in the middle, right after the handmaidens, and Rachel and Joseph in the very back. So what you value the most when you're about to meet up with somebody that you're afraid of, you're going to put in the very back. So I knew that Joseph was the favorite, but they just reiterated it here, and it was just like even more hurtful, I guess, to the brothers. Okay, some more details that I think that I've missed when reading chapter 37 is verse 2, when it's talking about, okay, and these are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren, and the lad was with the sons of Bilhah and with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives, and Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. Okay, so you're with your brothers, and you're bringing your daddy their evil report. Then in verse 14 it says, and he said to him, go, I pray thee, see whether it be well with thy brethren and well with the flocks. So it's not, I don't know if it's saying that he's like that snitch sibling or the one that's always telling daddy stuff, but I'm paying attention to the small details at this point. So if you keep reading through Genesis chapter 37, you see that Joseph revealed his dream to his brothers and to his dad. Nobody was fond of his dreams. And then we keep going, and Israel tells Joseph to go check on his brothers, bring back a report of his brothers and the flock. So Joseph is looking for his brothers, and there's no coincidence, okay? There's no coincidence that this man is just out here when Joseph can't find his brothers, and he's like, oh, your brothers went to Dothan, because it could have easily been Joseph couldn't find his brothers, and then he would have went back home. But no, this was all meant to happen. So this man was here, and he told him, okay, your brothers went to Dothan. So Joseph goes to Dothan to find his brothers in the flock, right? When they see him coming from afar off, they plot in Genesis chapter 37, verse 20, to take his life, right? So then I watched a sermon from Vody, and he's like, this is not like the normal siblings fighting. They're like, oh, I'm going to kick you, I'm going to kill you, blah, 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 when they're arguing. Because we already know, based off the fact in Genesis chapter 34, when Dinah was great, that this group of boys, when they say they're going to take somebody out, they not just saying it hypothetically. This is not no ha ha ha. So they really was going to take out their brother's life because they have the potential to do that. We already know because they did it for Dinah, their sister, who was great. They don't play. So the fact that Reuben came out here, he really did save Joseph's life by giving them any other option. Reuben convinces the brothers to put him in a pit. That's cool. And they're out there with the flock. So I don't know where Reuben went, but he went away. I'm guessing with the flock. Don't know. And by the time he came back, Joseph was no longer in the pit. And that's because Judah, the other brother, was like, what we gonna get out of taking his life? We ain't gonna profit nothing from that. And he our brother. So let's sell him to the merchantmen. So the people that he sold him to, Joseph was sold to, ended up taking Joseph into Egypt, okay? But Reuben gets back and he like, the lad is not here anymore. Yeah, they had sold him. So the flock that they supposed to be taking care of, they killed a kid of the goats and then dipped Joseph's coat that they had stripped off of Joseph when he first got to them. They took a kid of the goats and killed one of the kid of the goats and then dipped Joseph's coat in the blood and then took it back to their daddy Israel and was like, oh, is this your son's coat? Yes or no? And Israel's like, yeah, that is my son's coat. It's all messed up. Oh my goodness. He is definitely gone. A beast has definitely devoured my son. You know how cold hearted you got to be to know and see this man crying. The daughters, the sons, nobody can comfort him because really he don't even feel like y'all really his kids. He do feel like he know that y'all his kids, but you know, you're not my favorites or nothing. So he's sad. He can't be comforted. And for you to just keep going with this lie, y'all built different. So then the Midianite merchantmen who the brothers sold Joseph to sold Joseph into Egypt to Potiphar. So this is when we see Joseph in Egypt.